Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom video bulletin. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. This is my continuation of the Skyrim videos, trying to do what I can to help the community through the recent issues as plaguing Skyrim as of the version 1.20 update patch that was introduced into the game. This video is going to be discussing a possible fix, and I do want to stress that possible fix, for Skyrim Special Edition and Anniversary Edition, with an alteration at the end, so it's actually a two-part kind of a thing by me. Now, neither of these do I know if they will work. I wish I could bring you guys a certain fix-all, but the game is just so broken, I have not been able to find a way to do that, so the best I can do for you is these possible fixes. Now, PlayStation 4 Pro users, please listen up. Before you get any further into the video, you need to know that these fixes may be less likely to work for you than they would for somebody on the PlayStation 4 Slim. The reason why that is because of the way the PlayStation 4 Pro handles Skyrim. It has a lot more issues with being able to run mods effectively because it has issues running the vanilla version of Skyrim, and this information was given to me by somebody that knows a lot more about it than I do, and you probably, if you've been viewing these videos, you know who that is, who we're getting ready to talk about. So there is a chance that it can work for you, but it is a lesser of a chance, so you need to know that. So the following information is brought to us by a friend of the channel, Omegafraz Gaming, who has been an absolute huge help not only to myself but to all of you in the comments section as well, giving advice and information. I had asked if it was possible to be able to remove the CC content for those people that were wanting to play with mods or were having a lot of issues because of the CC content, and he did go on to reply to me that only by reinstalling the game can you remove the CC content, and yes, that if you had no CC content installed, you could run mods. He also goes on to say that the only CC content that doesn't seem to be having issues are the fishing one, survival if you don't have any alternative start mods or mods that edit food weight values. Survival specific food mods work fine. Arcane accessories and any of the non-armor creations from the original Special Edition. As previously stated, the 0KB area is mostly related to crafting while too many recipes are in the forge. Some mods like Craft Everything can cause the glitch on their own without any CC content or other mods installed. When I was a mod tester, we bypassed that by creating an alternative crafting table specifically for the mod. If you wanted to craft items from the mod, you would have to go to that custom forge. Going forward, any mod that added items would have to be created in this fashion to avoid conflicts. And he also stated, though, that again this fix would be less likely to work for those on the PlayStation 4 Pro, as it struggles to run even the vanilla Skyrim without mods or CC content. So going by that information, what you could try, and again friends, there's no guarantee that it's going to work, and a lot of chances for a lot of people it probably won't because of the way the game is messed up right now. But you could try, and this is now my advice going off of what he said, would be to take and completely delete Skyrim, and also you'd have to keep in mind if you had any mods that had active CC content or anything, any saves that had active CC content, I'd get rid of that too. If you can, say back your saves up, but get them off of the system. Have a completely fresh reinstall. Now once you have freshly reinstalled the game, go ahead and download the patch, but then do not install any of the CC content. Some of the CC content might install right away, like the survival mode, like it did for me in Saints and Seducers, but if it gives the option to install the others, do not do it. In theory, and depending on your system, you would then be able to play the game with mods. Now we need to cover something there though, and what I'm going to cover next that could stop this from working, and that is the patch update itself and the changes that it brought to the game. Now, I've already covered this in a previous video in much more detail that I will be linking in the description box down below, as I do believe, in my opinion, it has some good information that might be helpful. But the short of it is the 120 patch introduced new variables into the game, new code, and a new way that the game runs. It's running a lot faster than it used to. Because of that, the mods and the CC content are not able to function properly, and they are causing errors and causing crashes. And so while the previous thing I was talking about would possibly work in theory for the special edition, I was mainly speaking about the anniversary edition, something that I truthfully do not have any experience with, as I am on special edition. So things that I covered there, like the CC content, not adding it, I am under the assumption that the anniversary edition does not add and activate all that CC content automatically once you download the patch. That is the problem with trying to do theories like this to fix the game, but that's all we have to go on right now, really. So this fix is my own suggestion, what I would try, and again, if you feel that you shouldn't do this, you are responsible for your own actions. I do not believe that it would cause anything worse to happen than what's already happening. You might lose your data and stuff, but I don't believe it'd cause any worse issues, or I wouldn't suggest it. But you are responsible for your own actions. And what that is, this is more to the special edition. It may work for anniversary, and that would be to simply not install the patch. What I would try, if I tried everything else and it was crashing too much because of the update and the changes that update made, I would delete all the Skyrim data, as always, saves, the app, everything, do a completely fresh reinstall, and when the game tried to install the start downloading the update, I would pause it. Now that would work for the PlayStation 4. I do not know if that works for Xbox or PC, how it works on your guys' systems. But I would not allow it to install that 120 patch. Now some things that you need to be aware of here is that, one, I do not know if, I know a game can be played unpatched. You do not have to download a patch to play a game. However, I do not know if to be able to access the mod loader or download mods from Bethesda.net, if you're going to have that patch, or if you could have it from the point that that game's, whatever its version was, that you could have those mods. That's something else. Each of you could be different. On when you bought your version of the game, it might be a higher or lower version than another person. So even if this did work and you tried it, depending on how far back the versions go, things that were introduced in later patches, like for example, say the kill cam, if that was introduced in a later patch and you do not patch the game, then you're not going to have the kill cam. Not only that, but whatever content was added after that, and I'm talking about things in the Forge, clothing, characters, any of that kind of stuff, supposed bug fixes, and not the bugs that they introduced in with this latest patch, but any of that kind of stuff. You might be somebody that are rarely affected by it. Maybe you have still a much closer version to what we used to have before 120, but somebody else trying this method when they bought the game could have a patch that is from years ago. So that is something you would need to take into consideration, that you could be losing a lot of content that way. And it's unfortunate that there is no way to be able to just install the previous patch that was before 120, which was at a point that the game was more functional than it is now. That's why I really wish I could have caught more of you with my warning video. I tried to get it up as soon as I can, but I know I didn't catch a lot of you in time. Now also, assuming, let's say, that it would work and that you could play the game and download, go into the mod loader and download mods on whatever the patch would be at the time that you install the game. There could also be an issue with the mods in the mod menu that you can download. Certain ones might not function on that version of the game and needed a later patch to function correctly. So you could encounter issues there. These are all things to consider if you were to try this attempt. This is why I would think it a last resort if it's just broken beyond repair and you don't care, you want to try a different strategy to see if you can get it functioning. And if any of you do decide to do that, could you please comment in the section, in the comment section down below, if it is even possible, if you had any success, and also what issues might have been brought about by doing that. That way, we all know going forward if this could be a possible temporary solution till something better comes along. In all honesty, friends, a lot of my knowledge of this is just from a game player's perspective. I'm not an expert or anything like that, and I do have to be honest in the fact I kind of feel guilty bringing these what-if videos that might work. I don't want to waste your time, and I know a lot of you are upset that you can't get in the game, but I do not know if something that I state in here, if it could be helpful, if it can help even one person, it is worth it. And I don't even know if other people are really covering this. I do know a lot of you in the comment section have found me, and I'm just a small little channel, so I assume that really isn't a lot of other people covering this, and some of you have been saying, you know, that you're grateful that I've been putting these videos up, so it is for that reason. I'm hoping that it isn't. I try to make certain that it's not clickbait or any of that kind of crap, that you know going in they're only possible fixes. I really wish I could find a definitive fix, and trust me, I've been looking. But until then, this is the best I can do. Now, another idea I have for a video I am going to be making is fixes that you, the community, have been showing me. I'm going to go through my comments section and see what ones seem like they're really good, that they could work for people. That don't mean they will work for everybody, but I will be making a video on that. So please continue to comment with fixes and with issues, any of that. We as the community is what is getting the game working for people. It is not just me. This really is all credit to you guys. And one other thing about that comment section, some of you may have noticed after you comment and you hit the thing that your comment is disappearing out of the comment section. That is because YouTube and the stupid bullshit that it does. Rest assured, I have been going in not only in the comment section, I have been going in the held for review section and checking. And yes, some of your comments have been being placed there, and I have been taking them out of there and putting them back onto the pages where they're supposed to be, so that people can see your comment and reply to you. So thank you for commenting, and I apologize if it is putting it in there, but rest assured, I am doing everything I can to put everybody's comments where they should be. I want to thank you to all of you who take the time to comment your fixes, your issues, your solutions, those of you who do not have issues, those of you who provide information. I want to thank all of you in general, and it is my sincerest hope that these videos are helping you. Take care, everybody, and I'll have another video up soon, hopefully with some good fixes. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.